Welcome to Hot Springs, Arkansas, and the fourth stop on the FLW Tour.
They're going to destroy them today.
A hometown hero leads the field. He'll have to dig deep to fight off a challenge from some of the best anglers in the world.
Uh-oh, Bubba. It's number 5.
There are a lot of ways to catch them on Lake Ouachita.
I'm fishing 40 to 70 foot deep over trees.
Not everything I've caught has been shallow.
Some decisions have big consequences.
Oh, crap. Oh, I messed up.
That's why we call it fishing and not catching.
While others pay off big. Hi everybody, I'm Jason Harper and welcome to Hot Springs, Arkansas and the fourth stop on the FLW Tour. This is the 2010 Chevy Open. After 2 days of competition out on the water, 137 pros and 137 co-anglers doing business out on Lake Ouachita, today is cut day. At the end of the day, we narrow the field down to just 5 anglers. Going into cut day, a local sits on top of the leaderboard. Folgers pro Scott Suggs from Bryan, Arkansas, has a nice 3.5-pound lead over second place. Back in 2007, right here, he was crowned Forest Wood Cup champion, but better yet, he made bass fishing history by being the first angler to take home $1 million. Can he do it again? Well, first he's got to make the cut. Sitting in the wings, a couple of pros who would love to knock Suggs out of the race. Guys like Keith Monson, Jacob Porosnik, Roy Hawk, Day 1 leader Todd Otten, and you can't count out National Guard pro Brent Ehrler. He's always a threat. He sits in 10th place. Any one of our pros in the top 10 could make a move on the final day. No doubt they're all going to race till the end to see who has what it takes to fish one more day.
You know, there's a lot of fish up shallow right now. We had a lot of rain the last couple of weeks, so the water levels are up. A few fish still spawning, but there's a lot of fish up shallow chasing bluegill. The guys that have figured out how to catch those are the guys that are catching the big bags.
You're going to see a mixed bag of people fishing deep, people fishing shallow, people fishing way offshore. You know, it's going to be an interesting tournament because the fish are doing a little bit of everything and not necessarily all of one thing.
It's been getting a little tougher every day, and I think it's getting tougher for everybody. And there's quite a few guys out fishing deep, and I think those guys are catching them pretty good.
I'm always fish this lake out, you know, deep, and I'm going to fish it that way this whole entire tournament and, you know, let the cards, you know, fall where they may.
You know, right now, if you can stop on the right point at the right time, there's some awful big fish in this lake.
Thank you.
Boat number 12. Thank you, boat 12.
Folgers pro Scott Suggs secured the lead going into cut day with 2 limits over 17 pounds. Today, he's sticking to the pattern that got him here.
I'm starting out the mornings fishing real deep structure. I'm fishing, you know, anywhere from 40 to 70 foot deep over trees. And I'm just targeting small little areas. I'm hitting and running, I'm hitting and running. Getting there.
Yamaha pro Jacob Porosnik climbed from 6th on day 1 to 3rd after day 2 with a different approach.
You know, I was fishing out deep and it just wasn't happening, and I was seeing a lot of fish up here swimming around. And the first little school that we saw, it was like 10 or 12 3 to 4 pounders, and they were in like 6 inches of water cruising down the bank, and then all of a sudden they took off and run a bunch of brim and stuff up on the bank, and I got 2 of them to bite. And now they're sitting in these green bushes on the ends of these points, and as soon as, you know, you get them fired up, then they bite real good. But until then, you know, you just gotta, you know, grind it out and see what happens. You know, I mean, you gotta cover a lot of water because they move so much. There you go. Nice fish. Atta, baby. Good job, Jacob. Yeah. Good way to start.
Dayton, Tennessee pro Andy Morgan is currently in second place in the race for Angler of the Year. With just one more event to go, he'll need a good finish here for a shot at the title. But finding a working pattern on a strange lake is a challenge for any angler.
You just pick an area and start fishing, basically, on seasonal patterns. And I mean, nobody's magic. Nobody can just pull up on the magic spot right off the bat, you know. That's not gonna happen. You just gotta put, you know, a little time in on the water and let the fish tell you, you know, kind of what's going on. You fish hard for 10, 12 hours, you'll figure something out. Keep an open mind. Preconceived ideas are always bad, it seems like, too.
Another little hammer. Yep, 14-incher.
Still to come on FLW Outdoors, Scott Suggs stumbles, while Keith Monson does well.
That's a keeper. That's a pretty good one there.
Also, a look at life on tour.
Life on tour is...
FLW Outdoors is brought to you by Chevy. Every model is backed by a 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. National Guard, always ready, always there. Yamaha, reliability starts here. Folgers, the best part of waking up. Goodwill, donate, shop, and support your local Goodwill. And by Ranger, still building legends one at a time. Folgers pro Scott Suggs has averaged over 3.5 pounds per fish during the first 2 days, but today his average has been under 3. He'll need to find the bigger fish to keep his lead secure.
Oh, God! That's a big one.
Not only today, the first day I lost 3 fish in the 3 to 4 pound range. You go to adding that up, I'd be in a pretty good lead. So, you know, it really hurts. You can't afford to lose them. And, you know, maybe tomorrow we'll fish flawless. We hope so.
Although the water level has been dropping all week, it's still well above normal. That's created conditions that Bergen, Kentucky native Keith Monson has exploited to fish his way into second place.
The largemouth bass have just got off the spawn, so they haven't moved out real deep yet. Plus, we have the bluegill spawn, and the fish are back up there feeding on the bluegill. There was just an extraordinary amount of fish up this week.
That's a keeper. That's a pretty good one there. Yeah, that's a good one. Here it comes, here it comes. Thank you, buddy. Ooh, that's a good one. Oh, yeah. I'll take it. That is exciting.
All right, we're ready to get the weigh-in started. You guys make some noise. Top Angler of the Year contender Brian Thrift has had 4 back-to-back top 5 finishes. That streak ends today. Thrift ended up in 21st place. Day 1 co-leader Todd Otten fell from 5th on day 2 to 25th today.
Tough day today.
Things went differently for the other day 1 leader, Terry Bolton.
9 pounds, 4 ounces, 9.4, puts you 37.6, 10th spot, but still a great event this week.
The competition is so good, and these guys catch them every day, and it's just such a small margin of error.
Ranger pro Roy Hawk catapulted into contention on day 2 with an 8-pound toad. He started today in 4th place.
I did all right. I struggled, but I got a limit at least. Glad to get that, get a little bit closer to the cup.
13 pounds, even 13.
Maybe get a shot at getting in the top 5. Crossing my fingers.
10 pounds, 15 ounces puts him at 40 pounds, 7 ounces. He sits just shy at 6th spot. Great job, Roy.
In 3rd place after day 2, Yamaha pro Jacob Porosnik stumbled to 6th place and missed the cut by 1 pound, 7 ounces.
Today there was just a lot of boat traffic out there. It was getting ready to be Memorial Day weekend, which no excuses, but it just played a big role in what was going on today.
Like Porosnik, tournament leader Scott Suggs didn't do nearly as well today as he did the first 2 days. He has a 3-pound lead on the rest of the field. Will his limit today be enough to hold on?
11 pounds, 5 ounces, 11.5 puts him in second spot with his penalty at over 45 pounds. Give him a big round of applause.
You know, I tried to live off of memory today, and I hit what I thought was my better places. I didn't get that many bites today. I was fortunate to catch what I did, and you know, like I've always said, sometimes the hometown advantage isn't always in your favor.
National Guard pro Brent Ehrler is in second place in the Angler of the Year standings, and he started today in 10th place. Making the cut today could prove crucial in the race for the overall title.
At 27 pounds, 11 ounces coming into today. We need 8 pounds, 6 ounces to move into the top 5. We need 14.8 to take the lead. It looks like we got a good bag of fish. Today's weight, 18 pounds, 11 ounces, 18.11, puts him at 46.6, your new tournament leader.
You know, this is a different pattern than what I was expecting to fish, you know, when we showed up here. I really thought it was going to be an off-the-bank thing, and it could be one that way. You know, Suggs could really catch him out there, but I ended up finding him up shallow and running reaction bait, and I didn't get on it until just yesterday, so I'm real fortunate to have what I've got right now.
Just 12 ounces behind Brent Ehrler, Folgers pro Scott Suggs will need to bring all his local knowledge tomorrow to clinch the win. Ranger pro Keith Monson fell from second to third place and is 2 pounds, 4 ounces behind. All-time top FLW money winner David Dudley brought in the biggest catch of the day, 18 pounds, 11 ounces. That moved him from 17th to 4th place. Rounding out the top 5 is Houston, California native Ish Monroe, who's climbed the leaderboard steadily from 9th place on day 1. The cut day weigh-in is also the final for the co-anglers fishing from the back of the boat. Nancy, Kentucky native Brad Roberts holds the lead with just David Turney of Fayetteville, Arkansas left to weigh in.
Are you guys ready to crown a champion? Yeah. We need 1 pound, 5 ounces for a new tournament leader. 6 pounds, 9 ounces, your new tournament leader with 31-1, David Turney. Give him a big round of applause.
Chevy pro Dave Lefebvre finished 30th here at Lake Ouachita and is in 9th place in the Angler of the Year race. We spent some time with him for a look at life on tour.
Life on tour is a dream come true. It's everything that I ever thought it would be and more. We spend a lot of time on the road. This is where we actually spend, I'd say, probably 9 months out of the year in here. One of the main things we were worried about in this lifestyle was, you know, taking the kids away from home and so often.
We try to keep it as normal as possible, like normal home life, only in the camper. You know, we get up, eat breakfast, start school, you know, I have laundry to do, just like everybody else, so.
We just go a day at a time, you know. So far, you know, at 7 and 3, it couldn't be better.
The decision to homeschool the kids was a pretty easy decision. With the amount of time that Dave was traveling and not being able to spend time with him, that was our main reason for homeschooling.
On the flip side, you know, there's a lot of families that do travel with kids that are the same age, so, and they camp. So he's got his friends out here too. Well, this is a unique group of people. We're all dreamers. We're all as competitive as you can be. I mean, there is no sport on earth that it's harder to win at than professional bass fishing. You know, I want to be a winner, and when I come to here and finish like, you know, 18th or 6th or 3rd or whatever it may be, that's a really good finish, but it's not a win, you know what I mean? So that just makes you want to go home and, you know, fish a little club tournament now and then just to prove to yourself, if nothing else, that you still got it.
Coming up, the final day gets started.
This is what it's all about.
One goes deep.
I can do good right here, real quick.
While the rest go shallow.
There's a good one up there, shallow.
Welcome back, everyone, to FLW Outdoors here on Lake Ouachita in Hot Springs, Arkansas. This is it, the final day of the 2010 Chevy Open. After 3 days of competition, we've narrowed the field down to the top 5. Red-hot National Guard pro Brent Ehrler weighed in 18 pounds yesterday to knock off local Folgers pro Scott Suggs. Right behind Suggs is Keith Monson in 3rd. All-time FLW Outdoors money winner David Dudley in 4th place, and Western Yamaha pro Ish Monroe in 5th. Only 4 pounds, 4 ounces separates 1st from 5th, and with $125,000 on the line, no doubt there's going to be a battle out on Ouachita today.
Trying to stay in the 3 to 5, 6 foot range.
And being real methodical.
Throwing a wacky worm, 2 rods, keep it simple.
Let's do this thing.
Big-time mega superstar Ish Monroe.
That time of day. This is what it's all about.
Redlands, California native Brent Ehrler has been using topwater and reaction baits in shallow pockets well off the main lake.
I found it on the third day of the tournament. Just kind of looking around. Oh, he missed it. Missed it. Come on. Oh, come on. Oh, man. Look to the left. Oh, there's a good one up there, shallow. I can use this. Oh, that's a gar right there. Oh, that was a bass. Oh, there's a bass on it now. There we go. I need to get to the net there. There we go. All right. Keeper number one. Keeper number one. Keeper number one. Let's go get it.
Folgers pro Scott Suggs has fished deep water all week. Yesterday, however, he caught less than 11 pounds, so he'll need to get the fish fired up today to catch Ehrler.
I'm just using the topwater right now. I'm seeing bait run, and I know there's fish pushing them. I just don't understand why. I've tried throwing, down. I'm staying on top right now. I'm trying different things to try to get them to something to fire them up. I mean, I still don't understand why these fish have not shown up. Just don't understand why I can't get them to bite. There's a fish of some kind, it's a bass. Please stay on. Oh gosh, stay on. Number one. There's number one. It's not one of the big ones that lives here, but it's one, I mean, it's a good one to start the day off with, and it's just a place that I had confidence in. It's a tree, a deep hole place, and they didn't want my bait down this morning, so we went on top and we tricked one.
Bergen, Kentucky native Keith Monson has been combing the shallow banks on the southwestern end of the lake.
Started out the week flipping bushes because they were flooded, but as the water's come down, the fish have backed out a little bit, but they're still there. They're shallow, but they're just out in front of them. So I'm throwing a little worm and a topwater bait some and trying to cover as much ground as I can.
There's a keeper, I think. That's a keeper. Alrighty. Whew. Thank you, Lord. It's a good start. I like it. Whew. That first one is always the hardest one to come by. Sometimes all five of them are hard to come by.
Lynchburg, Virginia native David Dudley hauled in the biggest catch on cut day and jumped from 17th to 14th place. Like Monson, Dudley's looking for fish in the shallower waters.
Anytime you're in May, the first hour is like gold. And typically, after that first hour, it can get really tough. So I'm hoping that we can get a couple good bonus fish here right off the giddy. The fish I'm targeting are eating brim right now. There's a lot of brim beds around these shallow water points and cuts and pockets, and typically if you can find a colony of brim, you can typically find a bass. There he is. There he is. That's a pig. Daggone. Darn it. nice one.
Coming up, the final 5 have to share the lake with Memorial Day traffic.
Stuff was crystal clear yesterday.
But for Scott Suggs, that's the least of his worries.
That's bull. I mean, this is ridiculous right here.
Welcome back to the Chevy Open on Lake Ouachita. This is the 4th event of the FLW Tour. The fishing has been getting tougher every single day, and today is no exception. With almost 2 hours gone, 3 of the 5 have only caught a single keeper. Folgers pro Scott Suggs has got 3, but Houston, California native Ish Monroe is still empty-handed.
My God! You have to understand, I had a very negative attitude last year, and that negative attitude cost me a lot. And so now everything is just positive outlook on having fun and catching fish. There he is. Pike. First pike I've caught. Yeah. And watch his teeth.
With the Memorial Day weekend starting off to picture-perfect weather, the lake is expected to see a whole lot of recreational boat traffic today.
I'm kind of the opposite thinking on boat traffic. I think it can hurt a shallow water bite, but these fish are used to it. They're accustomed to it. They're used to listening to boats and people go all around them. It's an everyday noise that they listen to. You know, this is a time of year when they feed mainly at night, so it's not the boat traffic turning them off, it's this time of year turning them off. So I don't believe in that theory. I don't buy that.
Second day of the tournament, I never even had a bite on topwater. The third day, I had like 25. I don't know what the deal is, why they're so temperamental like that. These fish are so finicky. That's a good one. That's a good one. Don't jump. Oh, don't come off, don't come off, don't come off, don't come off, don't come off. There we go. Oh, that's a good one. Those are the best ones. They come up and twitching that thing along. There you go. Just a little tiny slurp. That's number 2. It's a little better, but still not what we need, but a good start here.
There's so many things in fishing that I can't know what's going on. All I know is that when I finally do get around a good brim bed, that the bass are there. So logic says if I'm sitting at a sushi bar, I'm eating sushi. Logic says if I'm around a brim bed, I'm probably eating on brim. Just saw one up really shallow. Most time when they're up there like that big. That means business. Uh-oh. Yes. Helps if my aerators are on. Oh my gosh. Holy. Woo! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That was a giant school of them right there. Giant school. Gosh almighty. They done already seen me.
Well, and I mean, I try to find out, you know, when I pull in on a place, what kind of attitude they're in. If I can get them to come up on top, I mean, there's 9 hooks on a topwater. The one I'm throwing's got 3 trebles on it. So if I can get them to bite it, I'd rather, because I feel like I have a better chance of landing them. But if I can't get them to do that and they seem real moody, then I'm fishing down trying to get them to bite on something down below. So I'm mixing it up a little bit and just trying to see what kind of mood they're in. There's one we needed. It'll help. I mean, what a good deal. What a good deal. I mean, this is just another one of those long, you know, this is what this basically is, a long timbered point. Got huge spawning bays back in here, and them fish are pulling right out here, feeding up, getting ready for summertime.
Almost 3 hours have gone by, and Brent Ehrler has been steadily grinding it out in the back of shallow pockets. So far, he's managed to add 2 more fish to his live well, and he's looking for his limit.
You know, I've got 4 in the boat. I don't feel great. We've got plenty of day left, but I would have really liked to have had a good bite by now, you know, good 3-pound bite. And right now I don't have it. So I really need to get that good 3 or 4 pounder. I know there's some in here. I saw one in here that's about 6, and I caught a 4.5 yesterday in here. And there's a lot of 2-pounders, you know. If I could just get a couple of those 2s, you know, I could get rid of some of those little ones. I mean, I've got 2 in there that are just 3 in there that aren't very good. That's number 5. Now we have to go to work. These things are little.
Houston, California native Ish Monroe is having the toughest time of the final 5 trying to get his fish fired up.
The only condition changes that I've seen is the water has dropped. It has really affected these fish because we had the boat traffic on Sunday last week and I still caught them. Got him. That's a good one. He's stuck in the tree. There we go. Folks, that's why you use braid, because they get stuck in the tree and you just pull on them and you pull them out. Maybe today is that day where these fish get fired up in the afternoon. Keeper number 1.
After the break, David Dudley gets on a hot streak.
Uh-oh, and there he is. Oh my gosh.
But Suggs doesn't let the challenge go unanswered.
It's a good one. Yes! Yes!
Welcome back to the final day of competition here on Lake Ouachita. The day is already half over, and the leaders, Brent Ehrler in first and Scott Suggs in second, have each caught a limit, while David Dudley has 4. Keith Monson landed 2 early, but has gone without a fish for over 4 hours. Ish Monroe, off to a very slow start, also has just 2.
Now, one thing that people ask me is, how do you know where to start? I use my Navionics nav planner to go plot out seasonal patterns. Like the fish are gonna be on long sloping points, then I know where to find long sloping points. If you need to find an area that has, you know, shallow water areas that have deep water nearby, then you can find those too on that nav planner, and it's pretty awesome because it eliminates a lot of guesswork. Oh shoot, come on. Get it, got it. Stay down, stay down, stay down. Folks at home, you see how fast it can happen? Just like that. That one got it, he got it good, and he wants to put these hooks in my hand. See folks, we should have 4 in a boat that fast, and I mean like 5 minutes fast, like fast.
I think I'm doing pretty good to be a Memorial Day weekend, but I mean, this top 5 is just absolutely incredible. So I'm not gonna ever get too overly confident, I can tell you that. Uh-oh, 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 Bubba. No, thought that was gonna be it. Might be, Darn, I thought that was gonna be Gorilla Manila. That's 5. We just need to put some hormone pills in there and make them grow a little bit.
Something is definitely different today. Oh, that's a good one. That was not him. Dude, that was not the one that bit me. There's no way. I can't get him to see him come up.
After catching a limit, David Dudley has been covering a lot of water trying to find high percentage spots and already has upgraded once. So far, he's the only one of the 3 anglers with limits on board the Cole.
I'm coming back in this little pocket. I know it's muddy. We got pleasure boats all over the place, but I mean, I'm coming back here because I know it's a direct cast. So even if he is there and it's muddy, it might still pay off because it's such a direct cast. There was really no pattern to what I was doing. Just put the trolling motor down, cover water, use your vision to see the bottom, and try to find as many perch beds as I could. And there he is. That's a big one. That's a big one. That's a big one. Bigger one. Get in here, stinking sucker. Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
With the day already half over, Keith Monson has only got 2 fish in the live well.
Oh.
Stuck him for a minute. It's been entirely different today than it has been the rest of the week, even in practice. You can pull up on any of these little spots and get bites. They might not be keepers, but you catch a lot of fish. I've had one little touch here.
With just over 2 hours left to fish, Ish Monroe has been struggling.
Oh, God! Beep, 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 beep. Okay, we're done. Instead of looking for roamers and wolf packs, I'm gonna try to, the rest of the day, just go to direct casts, some direct stuff that I know. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes, it's a cluster, but I got her, baby. Wow. That's what we need to upgrade right there, baby.
Coming up, the leaders try to hold off Dudley's charge.
That's a big one.
I gotta try to do something. I gotta change my game plan.
While the rest try to mount a comeback.
Stay down, stay down, stay down, stay down.
FLW Outdoors is brought to you by Evan Root E-Tech. With 3 years, no maintenance. Spend more time on the water. Ranger, still building legends one at a time. U.S. Bank, proud sponsor of FLW Outdoors. Cabela's, the world's foremost outfitter of hunting, fishing, and outdoor gear. Lowrance and the HDS high-definition system with structure scan add-on option. And by Castrol, maximum sludge protection for maximum performance. It's the final and toughest day of fishing here on Lake Ouachita. High water levels and Memorial Day weekend boaters have made the bite hard to come by. Keith Monson and Ish Monroe have yet to catch a limit. Neither Brent Ehrler nor Scott Suggs have caught anything since the morning. Only David Dudley's been able to fire them up in the afternoon. He's caught 3 solid upgrades inside of an hour.
I gotta try to do something. I gotta change my game plan. Oh, stay down. Stay down. Be a bass, please. I think it come off. No, it coming at me. Stay down. Stay down. It's a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one. It's a better one. Yes. 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 Right there. That'll call that little one. That'll call that smallest one. Get around here and catch us another one. Oh, look at this. Look at this call. Look at the call difference. Oh, yes. Sweet. Sweet. We're not out of it yet. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Let's go get another one. We needed that one. We needed a couple, 3 more of them big rascals. Come on, boys. Let's play.
Bergen, Kentucky native Keith Monson has so far been unable to duplicate his performance of the first 2 days of this tournament. He's only got about 90 minutes left to change that.
This whole week I've been able to pull up on a spot like this just at random and usually catch a pretty good fish this time of the day. And I've not had that opportunity today at all. I don't know what the difference is, whether it's boat pressure, whether it's the way I'm fishing, but the fish are smaller I'm catching. And I'd say they're heading out to the deeper water. I hold my breath sometimes. I put it in those little holes and I hold my breath. One of these days I'll pass out, I forget to breathe. Every one of them thinks it's gonna be a bite. I don't think a man would get old if he didn't fish or have kids. Ooh, that landed right on a keeper. He got I don't know if it's a keeper or not. I landed right on his head. Please be a keeper. Please be a keeper. I don't believe he is though. His head looks too close to his tail. Ta-da! 13 1/8. That'll work. I'm taking. That's 5. All right. That's a good thing. The size is a bad thing.
Houston, California native Ish Monroe is still looking for his 5th fish. Not just this tournament, but also his standings in the Angler of the Year race are on the line.
Got it. Good one. Stay down, 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 and in the boat, number 5. Whoa! Hook's in the hand. In the net. Did you see that? In the net. God, I am a great net man. 5 bassies. Swim, swim, bassies, swim.
Stuff was crystal clear yesterday. Just that little bit of boat traffic is actually mudding it up. That's a big one. That's a big one. Don't do that. Oh my goodness. That's a good one. That's a good one there. About time. It is about time I catch a good one. It got me breathing all heavy. That's a nice one there. Wish I could have had a couple more of those. Day's not over with though. Oh, I messed up so bad. We have an hour before we actually have to check in. We have about 45 minutes to fish. I can tell you right now how I made my mistake. I fished too much in the backs of those bigger creeks. I should have fished a little bit more main lake stuff. The problem with this main lake stuff, I should have been fishing it earlier because now it's going to be all muddy from the traffic. I should have reversed my days. Should have done this sooner.
I should have done this sooner.
When we come back, the moment of truth.
5 bass limit, and he's got them.
And a champion is crowned.
12 pounds, 1 ounce, a new leader.
The final day of fishing is drawn to a close here at Lake Ouachita. As the anglers make their way to the Hot Springs Convention Center, the FLW Outdoors Expo was regaling anglers and fans of all ages with games, activities, and opportunities to meet some of the top FLW anglers. First to the scales is Houston, California native Ish Monroe. He persevered with his topwater patterns today and caught his limit fish in the final hour of the competition.
And let's see if Ish has got 5. 9 pounds, 12 ounces. Ish Monroe is a new tournament leader. All right, Ish.
Next up is all-time top FLW money winner David Dudley. His catches have improved each day of the tournament, and he caught the most fish today, upgrading 3 times in the late afternoon. He's just 2 pounds, 5 ounces out of the lead. Will his stringer today be a clincher?
5 bass limit, and he's got him. 12 pounds, 1 ounce, a new leader, David Dudley, and that does eliminate Ish Monroe. All right, Dave.
Bergen, Kentucky native Keith Monson only 1 ounce ahead of Dudley. He targeted the banks and bushes flooded by the high water levels, but like Monroe, he didn't catch his limit until the final hour of the competition.
12 pounds and 1 ounce. I got one pretty good one there. 5 fish that we had a total of 7 pounds, 12 ounces, brings you into 51-14 into second place for Keith Monson. David Dudley maintains the lead.
Scott Suggs is the next to weigh in. Despite tough conditions, he brought all his local knowledge to bear. With the hometown crowd behind him, he's hoping he has enough to take the lead from Dudley.
We have been here before.
Yes, we have.
All right.
It's still exciting, though. The same crowd's still here.
You got it. Last time we were here on this stage, he became an instant millionaire. He needs 10 pounds and 9 ounces to take over the lead. Castro Pro David Dudley. Folgers Pro against the Castro Pro. 11 pounds, 1 ounce, a new leader, Scott Suggs.
National Guard Pro Brent Ehrler started today in the lead and had a limit of keepers by 10:30 this morning. But things dried up for him in the afternoon and wasn't able to find a working pattern until the final half hour. He managed to cull twice, but was it too little too late to hold on to the win?
Here it is, Brent Ehrler. He has a total of 46 pounds and 6 ounces, 46.6. Brent needs 10 pounds and 6 ounces, 10.6, to be our champion of the Chevy Open. Total weight, 11 pounds, 11 ounces. Brent Ehrler is our champion.
My whole tournament has been based on topwater. That was how every big bite came, and that was basically it. Basically what I was doing, I was running a Lucky Craft Gunfish 115. I was using this kind of more on the open water, more of the main lake stuff. And then when I got in the calm pockets, back in the backs, I was throwing a prop bait. The other thing I would do is I was throwing a Yamamoto Senko, and I was throwing a wacky rig. When I'd see one, I could cast to it. Or if I knew somewhere swimming around an area, I could cast them, long ways away and be real quiet about it. I caught a few doing that as well. Topwater reaction baits in general, I always say they break your heart because you have the bites to win the tournament, but you can't get them in the boat, and especially with a topwater. It's the hardest bait to catch and land the fish. And it will honestly break your heart. You can see them, big ones come up and bite it, but they're just notorious for jumping off.
Congratulations to Brent Ehrler on his second FLW Tour win of 2010. a hard-fought victory that demonstrated his ability to do well in adverse conditions. For more information or on-the-water footage, go to FLWOutdoors.com. Make sure to tune in right here on Versus Country every week for more bass fishing action.